right, court just wrapped up in the hearing on if interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan should be disqualified in the cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Let's go back to NewsNation's Libbey Dean. She's outside the courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, with the latest. Did the judge indicate when they'll offer a ruling on this?
She says before Thanksgiving is when she'll issue an order on whether or not the interim U.S. District Attorney Lindsey Halligan for the Eastern District of Virginia was lawfully appointed to her post. This lasted about an hour and a half, both sides being peppered by the judge in that courtroom behind me. And what's at the center of this argument is it's really all about Lindsey Halligan and whether or not she was lawfully appointed to her job. This back and forth over whether or not she can serve that 120 days after her previous person who held that position already served out their 120 days, Eric Siebert, and he ultimately didn't bring those charges against Comey and Letitia James, who ultimately, of course, were at the center of these arguments today. We saw James Comey sitting in that courtroom next to attorneys. We did not see the New York Attorney General Letitia James in the courtroom. Now, these all are about these two indictments that were brought specifically by this prosecutor, Lindsey Halligan. She was instead the focus, though, in the courtroom today, not these indictments. And what those indictments are of former FBI Director James Comey is that he lied to Congress. That's what he's being accused of. That's something he's pled not guilty to. As for the New York Attorney General Letitia James, she pled not guilty to charges of mortgage fraud. So all of this happening and what happened in the courtroom today is President Trump actually was brought up several times, specifically this post that he made directing the Attorney General Pam Bondi to bring these charges against his political foes. One of those foes sitting in the courtroom today, of course, former FBI Director James Comey. That was brought up. And of course, one thing that's worth noting that we've been talking about all day, Marni, is that Lindsey Halligan, who was in the courtroom today, she was the only attorney there who presented this evidence in front of these grand juries who ultimately brought these indictments. And she was also the only one who signed off. So any decision here by this judge today holds these cases, and if they're going to ultimately move forward to trial in January, that hangs in the balance here on this decision that the judge says she'll make before Thanksgiving, which is, of course, in the next 2 weeks, on if Lindsey Halligan was lawfully appointed as the interim U.S. District Attorney here in the Eastern District of Virginia, Marni.
All right, before Thanksgiving. Libbey, thank you for that update.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.